Today, I'm taking this sleeper train all the way to the Arctic Circle. I'll show you exactly what it's like to travel on board what's dubbed the Santa Claus Express. It's split over 2 levels, from first class to economy. We'll find out what the food is like in the dining car, have a tour of my bedroom, and yes, I even have my own shower. Join me on one of the most epic rail adventures to the extreme north of the planet, on Snowpiercer, 1001 cars long. Oh, wait. We'll pick up my journey in the Finnish capital on a particularly cold winter's evening. Hello there and welcome back to the channel. You join me today in a very cold Helsinki on my way to the train station. This is Helsinki Central Railway Station, which dates back to 1919, designed by Alil Saarinen. It's a stunning building and a fitting start to our epic journey. So I think firstly, let's sort out the ticket situation. So it seems, me being so used to flying, I don't actually need to pick up my ticket. A quick email search later, I find my tickets have been digitally sent to me. With these in hand, let's head straight out to the platform and wait for the Arctic Express. Thankfully, it's not long before the train arrives. Given it's past 10 PM, this is actually the last departure from Helsinki Central Station this evening. In some ways, it feels a little bit like Amtrak in the sense that the scale of the train, it does have some sort of one-story cars, but the main one, or the main ones, are of course these, which are huge. Right, so looking at it, I am upstairs on coach 62. Exciting, it's reminiscent of Amtrak, isn't it? Just a lot more modern. Which room am I? Let's have a look. Seat 209. On the upper deck, there are 8 double ensuite cabins, with mine being located in the middle of the carriage. Wow, hello. Welcome to my new home for the route over to the Arctic Circle. Within just a few minutes of settling into my new living quarters, we're off and into the night, heading north. I'll do a full room tour in just a moment. The first overnight leg of this journey will take us all the way up to Ruki, where we're scheduled to arrive at around 7:30 AM. I should be able to get out briefly here too, so I want to be awake. After all, how often do you wake up in Lapland? As it's quite late and I've still not had any dinner, I'm heading over to the dining car for a spot of Finnish cuisine. This is located around 4 cars over. So, I mean, it goes about saying this is the dining car. Love it. Let's see what we can actually have to eat. Unfortunately, meals are not included in the ticket price, but can be bought at the bar to have in the dining car or indeed in your room. The bar itself is rather busy and certainly a good place to meet others. I was even invited to join for a Jägermeister. I'm not quite sure how traditionally Finnish that is, mind. Back in the dining car with my order placed, I sit and attempt to rehydrate. Side note, I've only just arrived back from the US earlier today, so I'm feeling quite groggy. The dining car is near empty, though fine by me for a quick bite. So what have I gone for? Meatballs, of course. Arguably Swedish, but it was the closest finished item I could find. No reindeer, unfortunately. Sorry, Rudolph. These went down brilliantly as we sailed through the snowy outskirts of Helsinki, occasionally stopping to pick up passengers bound for the north. Right, dinner was great. I mean, it's giving Amtrak a run for its money. But anyway, let's head back over to my room and go and have a proper look around. Just done something that I knew was going to happen. There's the same room numbers or seat numbers on each carriage, but you need to know which specific carriage you're on. And I'm on 62. I was stupidly looking around 59 thinking, this is not my stuff.
One eternity later.
Well, I finally worked it out, but that was these a little bit of a... So you have to firmly force the keycard into the reader for it to register. It does take some getting used to, so bear this in mind. So we've been going probably about half an hour, and we appear to be stopped. I'm assuming it's some form of signal. We're not at a station or anything. But we're, as I said, about half an hour outside of Helsinki. How quiet is this? Like, literally, it's so quiet you can't hear any other passengers. Anyway, let me show you around my cabin. Now, I get sole occupancy of this. This is currently a COVID regulation. Usually speaking, you would be able to buy one seat or one bed. I just had a dog. So a unique feature is there's actually a special sleeping cabin for dogs. Mind you, this is the one and only time which I heard any noise. So the difference with this cabin is that the beds are permanently made up. So you've got the top bunk here, which I will get into and you can laugh at me. And then of course the bottom bunk as well. Now I'm going to be sleeping on the bottom bunk. Each bunk has a reading light, a power point and alarm, as well as stowage for a bottle of water and your phone. You can also control the temperature of your entire cabin too, which is a neat touch. Now I've decided to sit just here in the only seat in the cabin, which is a little bit obscure, but it does work. I think if there was two of you, it would be a bit strange. Well, after being a little bit concerned that we may have broken down, we're back on the move. So with that, I think it's bedtime. What is bedtime like on one of these trains? Well, I've actually come prepared. I've got some pyjamas. Of course, why would I not include NASA? Well, welcome to the loo. Of course, there's no view like some of the flights that I've been on, but it is en suite, which is a huge perk over a lot of other train services. So, what can you get? Gotta be honest, I'm very impressed here for a train. There is also a shower, but I will show you that in the morning because that's going to be entertaining, as it always is showering on a moving train. Right then, much better. Tell you what, getting rocked around a bit. Let's get into bed. It's time to get those Tims off, the blind down, and into my comfy bottom bunk. The duvet and pillow in particular are of hotel quality, and aside from the gentle movement, you'd be easily mistaken being in a hotel when your eyes are shut. Night all, Lapland in the morning. And now for a quick word from today's video sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service. It's ideal for me as I travel so frequently. I can not only try new scents each month, but given their size, they slip easily into my bag and well within my allowance through airports. This month I've picked up 3 fragrances, and I love all 3 of them. Firstly, Bentley Silver Lake, which is fresh and energetic. Next up, I got this wonderfully named Confessions of a Rebel scent, Get a Room, a great nod to my frequent travels. And lastly, perhaps my favourite scent of all time, Versace Eros. With Scentbird, I'm able to choose from over 600 brands, and I can discover new fragrances like this month's Bentley Silver Lake with Scentbird's simple quiz, without having to commit to a full bottle. Scentbird is a flexible subscription, so you can skip any month without penalties. You can choose a new designer fragrance each month for only $16, so you get to pick what you want to receive with no surprises. It's not just colognes though, you can also get perfumes as well. So instead of spending hundreds of dollars for one designer cologne or perfume, use Scentbird. To make it even easier for you all, click my link down below and use my discount TREKTRENDY for 55% off your first month.
The next day.
I have to say that's legitimately the best sleep I've had on a train before. Now I know I don't have a huge amount of comparison for that, but it's better than sleeps I've had on planes, for example. But I think what we all want to know is, what is it like outside? One way to wake up, right? I think it's the furthest north I've ever been. Well, I'm not sure about you, but I make it shower time. And in case you're wondering, of course, you do get towels provided. So let's go and have a shower. Now, the setup in here, it doesn't look like a shower, but you've got to do several things to transform this room into your shower. And it reveals a shower. Well, this is much better. Definitely the way to start the day on your way to the Arctic Circle. Let's grab my room key. I make it brekkie time. As with last night, I'll need to walk over to the dining car to get this. I will be saying no to Jägermeister though this time, I think. I'll tell you what, when you go in between the carriages, it is chilly. Unsurprisingly, to be honest. Oh, and by the way, today's leg of our journey will be taking us all the way from Rookie, some few hundred kilometres north, to Rovaniemi, the home of Santa Claus and the Arctic Circle. But before all that, it's time for food. Pardon? In the restaurant, yeah. Sorry, I'm still half asleep. And on that note, coffee. Only filter is available today, but it should do the trick. Let's go find a seat. My food will be brought over to me once ready. As you can see, the views are absolutely stunning. What a way to start the day. So, I've opted for a sausage and cheese omelette this morning. Alas, no Rudolph again, but it's delicious. To close, I take another coffee in the bar this time. In contrast, it's empty this morning and incredibly peaceful watching the world go by. We do, however, have more to explore on this train, so let's go and explore the tail. Oh, sorry, Snowpiercer reference yet again, I mean economy. In truth, coach is a perfectly comfortable way to travel on these trains during the day, but I think you'd have to be quite hardcore to do the full overnight jaunt. Yes, they do recline a little, but I can't imagine you get a great sleep on these. Adjacent to this car, there's a bike and luggage space, though I'm unsure how much cycling you'd really do at this time of year in Lapland. Okay, so what about the loo? Well, there are ones at each end of the economy car, though I had quite the shock here. I was going to give you a little loo review of that, but after walking in there, I don't think that I could. Well, I think that's the perfect cue. Time for some fresh air and a leg stretch. Well, here we are, Kemi. I don't dare to get any further away from the train because I really don't know how long it's going to stop for. It's not like in the US where you kind of get the ability to, oh, that's going to lock me out. Yeah, there we go. It's not like in the US where you get told that you can go out for a few minutes. I really just don't think it's worth wandering too far from the train because as soon as these doors are shut, William's left in Lapland. Hey up. Right, let's get his jacket off. I'm going to settle in, have a bit more of this coffee and enjoy more of the wonderful scenes of Lapland swing by. So for a while it's been tradition on the channel for me to showcase the hilarity of me trying to get up into the top bunk on these sleeper trains. Today is no exception. Enjoy. Wow. To be fair, it's still very comfortable. So here's the sort of perspective. Got a nice little stowage space there, but you also have an alarm, plug, light, and some more stowage space there. Most importantly, these, in case you go around a corner and bam, those keep you in place. I'd be more than happy to sleep up here. You'd obviously have to be careful not to bang your head, but The bed is comfy, it's just as comfy as down below. Getting down, however, let's see how precarious this is. Wow, okay. Oh, well there we go. So let me know, which would you prefer to sleep in? Personally, I would go for the bottom one just because it's a little bit easier to get in and out of, but in comfort terms, they're both pretty much the same. With that, we near the last few kilometres of my journey, so a quick freshen up later. FYI, do you spy the Air France toothbrush? It's time to pack up all my things and get off the train. Right, it's time to get off at Rovaniemi. Sorry, my pronunciation's terrible. Well, it is welcome to Rovaniemi in the Arctic Circle of Finland. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a really exciting adventure up to one of the northernmost points of the world, which you can access by train. I'm absolutely frozen, and for some odd reason I don't even have gloves on, so I'm going to have to cut this short. Thank you so much for joining today, and I'll catch you all again next week. Thanks once again to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to check out the links below.